Welcome back. Next up on Man vs Pixels, I've been playing Super Mega Baseball Extra Innings. This is, as you might have guessed by the title, a baseball game. It kind of straddles the line between arcade and sim. It was out in 2015, and there has been a sequel out that came out in 2018. So this review is for the first one, and if you're gonna think of getting it, it's probably best to get the sequel, I'd say. But check the sequel out if you're if you think this looks interesting. Anyway, so yes, a baseball game. So obviously that involves batting, pitching, fielding mainly, and in this game you get to do a little bit of team management. Not a whole lot. It's not a management game. It's a playing game. It's a sports sim playing the game. Not too much team management. So most of it's based around the batting and the pitching, and a bit of the fielding. So it's I'm guessing it's not as simmy as some of the sort of AAA baseball titles. Although I've never played. I think there's two of those, two big ones. One by EA and one by Sony. I believe the Sony one is MLB, the official MLB licensed one, and the EA one's called MVP Baseball. I think the Sony one's only available on PlayStation though, so if you haven't got a PlayStation, then you're gonna have to get the EA one if you want like the really big, in-depth AAA baseball title. But I'm guessing that they are both quite detailed and can be quite overwhelming if you're not that into baseball. But this one is quite a good balance between arcade, sim, fun, and it's still got a bit of depth. You see straight away from the style of the game, it's cartoony style, big colourful logos and uniforms, and the characters have great big like oversized heads. The bats are huge, so very, very stylized, cartoony art style. So the actual gameplay itself splits, I say, mostly between pitching and batting and fielding. So the pitching, it's not too hard, but there probably is some depth there once you start looking into it. You basically select your pitch type. There's like 8 pitch types you can select. A few different fastballs that curve different ways, and then like the sliders and the curveballs that curve a lot, the change-ups, screwball, and a forkball. They all kind of show you what they're going to do with like little arrows when you select them, and they all have different sort of speeds as well. So you select your pitch type, and then you throw it, and then you control the motion of the pitch while it's in flight, aiming for a specific target, which in this case is the catcher's glove, or a target over the catcher's glove, which is where the pitch is supposed to go for the best pitch possible. And depending on where the actual target, where you hit on the target, you get like a number comes up, like good pitch, bad pitch, or you missed completely. And that has an effect on how easily the batter can see it, or how hard the batter's going to hit it. So you're supposed to be varying your pitch types and pitch locations, just like in a real baseball game really. If you throw the same pitch too many times, the batter's going to anticipate it, and then he's going to chunk it down over the fence. Or if you keep throwing a pitch in the same location, again, the batter's going to anticipate it. Or if you hang a fastball down the middle, the batter's just going to slug it. So vary your pitch types and locations, try and fool the batter. You don't have to, again, you can see the strike zone. You don't always have to throw pitches in the strike zone. You can throw them out of the strike zone, hope the batter swings at it. Same sort of mindset a pitcher would have normally, in any baseball game. When you're batting, you basically got a little target which you can move, and you've got 2 types of swing: a contact swing and a power swing. A contact swing is just to try and get bat on ball, get the ball in play, and get a hit, and usually just a single to first base. Although doubles, triples are definitely possible, and it's even possible to get a home run with a contact swing if you get it really sweet. But a power swing, that's specifically looking to try and get a big, powerful hit over the fence as a home run, or at least deep into the field. Again, you say you move your target to up and you move it with the mouse. You move it around, up and down, left and right, depending on where you think the pitch is going, and you time your swing to try and get the best hit or at the best point. It's quite difficult batting. I found batting much harder than pitching. It was harder to get hits than it was to get strikeouts, I felt. But once you kind of get the hang of it, and and stop swinging at every pitch as well, get your eye. Obviously some pitches are going to be balls, so you don't want to be swinging at them. And it just takes a bit of practice just to get the look of it. And after that, you've got the fielding. The fielding's pretty simple. Most of the fielders will run. If it's like a big fly ball pops up, well, you won't have to control anything. A fielder will run under the ball and catch it automatically. You don't have to do anything of that. All you have to do is throw in. Or if the ball just is a ground ball and starts rolling, you have to control your fielder to get to the ball. And then when you pick up the ball, you sort of move your mouse towards up, down, left or right, depending on what base you want to throw it to, and then you either do a big throw or a cut-off throw, depending on how far into the field the ball's gone. So if it's like deep into centre field or something, you won't be able to throw it all the way to third base. You throw it to a cut-off man, and then the cut-off man will throw it to third base. And you can do double plays. You can you can just run and tag batters out as they're running between bases if the ball goes really close to you. It's got that, but the fielding's fairly simple. During the game, you can do substitutions, pitching changes. If your pitcher's getting tired, you'll see their bars for their accuracy, their velocity. As the pitcher throws more pitches, he'll go down, he'll lose stamina, and he'll start losing accuracy, losing velocity, just like real pitchers do. And once he's down to, once he's thrown enough pitches and he's not throwing very hard pitches anymore, you substitute your pitcher out. You can, you could do substitutions for pinch hitting. As a batter comes up, maybe you've got the bases loaded, and your next batter's not got a very high power stat, so you want to swap him out for a batter that's got a big high power stat to try and get a big home run, to get a 4-run home run. You can do all of that during the game. You can bunt, if you've got less than 2 outs and you want to try and bunt a run home, or bunt someone over from second to third base, and that you can try that. And after the game, the bit of team management you've got is mainly just hiring staff and editing your lineup. As you go through the game, the team will level up, and as the team gets XP and levels up, you get access to more staff. Staff are like various different, could be coaches, stylists, accountants, and each member of staff you hire has certain bonuses that then you can then attribute or allocate to players in the lineup. So you can do that, give each player a little boost to their speed, their throwing arm, all kinds of things. There's a lot of stats. Just, of course, it's baseball. There's a lot of stats. So you can do that. The difficulty is adjusted by what they call an ego number, and that goes from I was playing it on the casual range, and then I put it up to the medium range. So I started beating teams like 12, 13 runs to 2, so obviously started putting it up a bit. So you can adjust the difficulty all throughout the season as you find the teams getting too hard to play or too easy to play against. So overall, it was a good fun game. Easy for the casual fan to get into. It doesn't bombard you with baseball statistics and baseball tactics and stuff. So yeah, it really easy for the casual fan to get into. It's got a fair bit of depth, I think, at least from my perspective, from a casual fan's perspective. Maybe not enough depth for a hardcore fan. If you've been playing one of the 2 big AAA baseball games and that's your thing, then this might seem a bit simple for you. But it's very good for a casual fan just to pick up and play. It's £10.29 on the Steam store, full price. Like I say, it has got a sequel, so probably wouldn't buy this one now. I'd probably wait until the sequel came out, or the sequel's out on sale, and get the sequel. Or if this goes on sale for some ridiculous price, like 50p or £100, then I think that's when I picked up this, just because it was like so on a super cheap deal on the Steam sale. But if you're interested in this, I'd look for the sequel and look for when the sequel's out on sale. Sequel's just called Super Mega Baseball 2. So that's Super Mega Baseball.